keep my look just like this, you dig? Yellow teeth, ugly feet, embassy in hairline. Got me blending guap twat, waiting for the airtime. Not talking about. Anyway, late night, not talking about. Enjoy your weekend, you dig? I got a chance to see my family on the TV screen. Can you dig it? I appreciate all that, man. I wish I was up and on time to do what they do. I'm putting in mad work today, you dig? And as usual, always miss it right at the end. Know what I'm talking about? No, you don't know what I'm talking about.
The star of our show and the universal symbol of the new year.
Talking about my family, you dig? Doug Diamonds and Ted, you dig? Dropping it like it's hot. Because we don't do nothing but facts, you dig?
Go back at all. But, and remember, we still on the block. Everybody's still outside because these are family.
Yeah, but remember when you came home, you went back 2 days later because they came, the New York Post.
The same day.
The same day. You came home and the New York Post, he swung on one of the news reporters.
But, yeah, because...
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's definitely a fact. And that's dealing with them trying to railroad them. Off this here. Alright? Alright? You dig? This ain't a game. Alright. But a lot of times we still get rolled off because, and I don't say, well, I changed my lifestyle, but I say that we got choices in life, but we choose to leave the streets alone. And people get mad just because you left the streets alone because you grew up. You dig? Some people never grow up. You dig? Or they get everything misconstrued to say, oh, you see him up there doing what it do. Prime example, myself, battle rap. You dig? Cover a battle rap. You can't be up there sounding like no square talking about, hi, welcome to YouTube. It's Spread Love Simbo, and we're here to talk about battle rap. Here, DJ Gotti has a grudge vs. Aver. No, it's never gonna work. You dig? So, that's what made it do what it do, and me being myself, so it match what I do. You dig? And what I actually live. You dig? That can get misconstrued on everything that you do in life. Because your mannerisms is everything. On what maybe will draw away from you, will be attracted to you. You dig? Let's keep it going before I continue.
I'm still, trying to shake it off me. Right. But when I say if you can't change your environment, change your environment. Remember, I went up the block to Mega Evers. I was like, yo, what free classes y'all got?
Right.
I got to do something constructive with my time.
Absolutely. I gotta definitely salute because we're moving exactly like that. You dig? Because once that went down like that, and then they doing that night, TV crew coming out. You dig? And I gotta do all that, so now I'm being the one interviewing all that shit, and nobody writing they fucking family or fuck y'all. You dig? And that was James Ford. You dig? That walked up trying to be in front of my grandmother's door with all that. Oh, hell no. Move. But they was in front of my grandma. Moved them. You dig? Move. Boop, boop, back down the steps. Do. Whatever. You dig? And you ask me questions. Can't ask me no questions about my family. You dig? So I know how to play this presidential game. You dig? But that's where y'all get it. You understand? The fucking streets. You get it fucked up. And that's why a lot of times y'all still come up short and then wonder why we still be out here without being questioned, because no matter what's going on, there's certain things niggas ain't never gonna do. Never.
I started hanging out in bookstores. I started walking to Prospect Park, just sitting there, reevaluating my life and the decisions I made that led me up to where I was. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm just getting out with no plan on what I'm gonna do from here. And I'm just looking at myself, now that I'm here, I'm free, I'm out of jail, but now what? What's the plan, Tad? What's the goal?
Damn. Definitely dig it. Definitely dig it. Because that's the way that zone go. And that's how and what made room for me to be out that other game. 26 years. And niggas still think it's still 1999. Because some people never grow up. Now, mind you, while they did all that, we getting rid of whatever they say is the look of what you was doing or how you was living in the street. You dig? Mind you, getting that money in the street, you think you doing things and looking like a hot fucking mess. Check me in the baby blue jacket at Biggie funeral. Well, yeah, velour shirt, leather jackets, yeah, you dig? And I ran outside on a humble, no jewelry on, none of that, looking like a hot fucking mess, but still was the star of the show. Yeah, so when shit like that happens, and then people hear your name all the time, because that's how I was going through it in the street. 3 open cases and things of that nature, you know what I'm talking about? End up being sent off, come back in the street, they still got a hit. They get tired of that, you dig? So that's what happened with me. Well, especially with music that I'm putting out and nobody accepting it, you dig? So.
And I really had to formulate that, and I couldn't do that if I'm still hanging with dudes that could possibly get me locked right back up, knowing I was a hot boy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't change people around, you can't change your environment, you can't change your address, change what you do with your time.
Right.
Even if that means going to the mosque, going to church, joining a civic organization, a community-based organization, volunteering your time. You know what I mean?
And that's where I separate the men from the boys, you dig? Because a lot of stuff you think we run and I yap about, we live what we talking about, you dig? PTA meetings, all that kind of stuff. And he probably definitely one of the ones with his kids in classes, we be the only men at the meeting, number of women, one dude, me. Or probably in his case, with his kids. You dig? And it's strange. Because that was like the beginning era where there was a lot of single fathers that had a child. And you still ain't see them at the school with their children. Well, so we ain't no better than nobody when we talking about growth. Some niggas never grow up because the people that they around. That's a fact. You dig? Now, you don't have knowledge or probably don't believe in certain things, so you're not going to go that way. But if you know you got certain knowledge, then you building around people that don't want to hear it because they still got to go through their headaches, whether it's baby mother, fiends, on the plug, whatever's going on the scene. You dig? So they still hooked on that with today, what's going on in the streets today, and think that's what it is. Not realizing that it's not. Because a lot of people that watch you while they going to work, coming back and seeing y'all, same lobby, same problems, 20 years later. And that's the part where it's no personal growth. You dig?
is what I'm saying. But now look, this is what I'm saying. Not to cut you off, but Big U allegedly had all of that. Yeah. You see, the problem he had something called developing options was for the youth. He was doing but see, he was doing some Robin Hood shit too. So he was shaking down allegedly athletes and
you know, that was the subject dealing with whatever they was chopping it up about with you. You did. And a lot of people could say, yeah, went from Big U to a big dummy. I'm gonna tell you why. And this is with all due respect. You know, I'm talking about Los Angeles, Compton, all that. But y'all know good and goddamn well. There's certain shit you ain't never supposed to play with on that horn. Or is it supposed to roll with you? Why am I talking to y'all about that? Because you're making me look at you like the amateur. You dig? And then I know better than nobody doing that same slipping myself from time to time, spinning. Like, hold on, what the fuck am I doing? Gotta catch yourself before they catch you. That's all I can told you. Well, cause the game to be sold. A lot of shit you ain't never gonna realize that you trying to keep up with the young niggas is making your old ass look like a dumb nigga. Straight like that. There's no other way to say it. I ain't even gotta play no more, whatever they chopping it up about. Bottom line, there's a lot of times they don't see no growth because we ain't grow up and didn't want to write us off. You dig? Not knowing. I was telling Young Nuts earlier, you know what I mean? You need to hammer, whatever. Set him out, boom. Yeah, you're gonna get old one day. You dig? We ain't talking about the ratchet instead of hammer. You know, like when the nigga went upside my head with the hammer, like, oh, Roscoe, no. I'll go to work, come back home from work, hammer. You dig? Wow. Boom. That nigga probably just had the piece when he went upside my head. I don't think he had the whole thing, just the piece. You know what I'm talking about? But Young Nuts, he was doing some work in the room and shit. You dig? Really fixing up some work that I did already. What? You know? But I know I was supposed to finish this shit. And I appreciate that. You dig? But main point I'll try to show y'all better than I told y'all that a lot of times brothers be capping. And like I said, you ain't gotta straight like that. Yeah, that's Chuck, that's birthday boy. 25, all right? Back in his public school graduation, he was already 6 foot something in. Word. Can you dig it? Life is life, man. We do what it do. Straight like that, man. But we definitely about family and the children first. Straight like that. And that's the main thing about that. So like, yo, we can break this down to y'all with a few things. Even to the title, SMD show. I gotta say it a quillion times. It's named after my daughter. That's why I put the SMD 97. It don't mean SMD Hot 97 or none of that stuff. That's the year she was born. She was born the day Big left. Like I told you, it did songs with Big. A lot of this stuff is going back full circle. So y'all to see the full package of other people that was involved. And really, it's our history that a lot of people embraced. It's just no getting around it, no rewriting it from Grand Ave to First Atlantic. Hit the unlike button. You know I love every last one of y'all. Be good to each other. Just know that we grow up. You dig? Grew up. Whatever. You know what I mean. I just don't know when you're gonna match it. You want somebody interrupting you if you chilling with your girlfriend? They don't got bedrooms and bathrooms, motherfucker.